today at the incredible Discon, the Optimus Studio is very privileged to have with us PDG Sunnil Mehra, the Visioneer District Governor. Before I ask other questions, tell me about the Visioneer. Though it was a different year, how different did you make it?
So Kala, thank you for having me here. But the journey was with you. As one of the very big, strong supporters. You want me to tell you in details, Ren? So let's start by saying, whilst we were in the run-up for the preparation of the vision here, there was a lot of planning going on. And pre-pets happened in October 2019, which you were there, in Goa. That bonded the presidents together. So that was fortunate that COVID had not come about then. So did some other mandatory RI training sessions like AG training, etc. But on 20th of March 2020, when the COVID was actually into the country then, it was a big bombshell. Big bombshell of uncertainties cropping up, executional points cropping up, and thereafter, will we be able to do something? But I had a beautiful team. Lovely team members, fully supportive. Fortunately, Sunil Haribal had taught us Zoom much before. So when we learned Zoom, to adapt to going on to Zoom as a much larger platform was easier. So we moved to Zoom, we started restructuring the entire, and there was a fear, accept it. There was not a fear just in me, it was there in the presidents even like you. Okay, what we'll be able to do? At the initial stage, we thought 3 months mein khatam ho jayega. July tak theek ho jayega. But when we saw it going from March to April, April to May, we said this is here to stay. So we said let's do a long-term plan. We actually approached the two directors then, Dr. Bharat and Kamal Sangvi, said postpone the Rotary year, let RI postpone the Rotary. We as I mean all the batchmate governors. Postpone the Rotary year from 1st of July, move it to 1st of June, January next year. So we'll have 6 months for the COVID to go. Of course that didn't happen. So we said now we've got to deal with it. And I didn't know the paths till towards the end of May. A president called me up. And that president was crying. She was crying and saying, what will we do? Itna plan kiya tha, kuch hoga nahi. We won't be able to do so and so project, XYZ project. And that time my only job was to keep her there, because I know, like you, she was going to be a good president. So all I did was motivate, be there. And by the time I put on the call, I sat and I introspected. And I said, if I manage to change one person's opinion by motivating that individual, then that should be my paths right throughout the year. As you will realize, Kala, that throughout the year, it was absolutely all motivational. Motivational doesn't mean only in words, it also means in involvement. And I remember that I said this to many an occasion where I spoke online or offline, that this kind of an opportunity can come only once in a lifetime. For 540 odd governors, for about 115 or 110 odd presidents, to serve in the time when the community needed us more, is the largest opportunity that any Rotarian can wish for. So we didn't have to identify people who needed us. They were there. And I highlight one incident early July we read a newspaper article which said so and so village in Wada, villagers were eating grass because they did not have food. Now, COVID is at its peak, and Kala, Rotarians from my club, according to with my also along with my governor, Bansi, went to Wada in a tempo in the peak of COVID and distributed grains for 3 months. So Rotarians actually came up at that opportunity to serve the community. Various incidences like this throughout, but I said the underlining factor would be motivation, and it turned out my best opportunity.
The theme that year was Rotary opens opportunities, and yes, these projects motivating the presidents, all that was happening. But what about the membership and TRF? How that also was affected very badly during COVID. You could not go out. Members were not. There were no physical meetings happening. So retaining members would have been very difficult. So how did you meet that challenge?
So if you let's me touch upon membership first. My analysis of membership in any district, your net growth is equal to your external growth. Whatever philosophies you may put in place, there should be vertical growth. I don't deny that. I agree with that. What we see as an attrition is vertical growth. In the external growth, we are actually adding members. So our aim and intention was add new members, not just to clubs, but through more new clubs. So we created about 17 odd new clubs through great work done by Indumati, because she was the membership in charge, and supported by Anand also. But maybe 12 of them survived out of the 17. But what did we do? 12 are there. So in the last 5 or 6 years, this has been one of the years where Rotary membership growth in 31-41 is positive. So my formula sticks. External growth is mandatory. For me at least it does. People may differ, it's different. The only difference that we really need to do is how to nurture Rotarians to stick on.
Retention.
That's what we... And I tell you, I had great support from IPDG then, Harjit. Both of us made up our minds that we would go online, because he was also online for the last 3 months of his term. We would go online. Both the presidents would be talked to. Current presidents of his year, incoming presidents of my year. And they will be talked to and to focus on. And we did it. We did it with a couple of meetings. One other thing that I would say is to involve the members is what you were very strongly a part of was the month series. So every month end we would think of something coming together of all of them online, interacting with each other. If you really go to see, when I was a president, I did not get to see my batchmates or meet them. But as a fallout of something not so positive, Zoom, we saw all our presidents. We saw all our batchmates. We talked to our batchmates. So it was a medium which opened up to the new world where we could invite international speakers. The district conference was where Sri Ravi Shankar was in US and he was here. So also that advocate, the lawyer, sorry. So it really opened new opportunities. About foundation, my passion has been giving. I've always said we should contribute back to the foundation. And I believe in the annual fund. Sadly, in that year, just before the year started, and I don't say anything against anybody, because of certain issues at Rotary International, they had to restrict some things. The global grant club matching was cut. 31st of March of 2021, CSR was cut as a global grant. And somewhere in the middle of May, they reduced the 100% district matching to 80% district matching. So these were the problems we faced, and somewhere down October 2020, we were told that the World Fund is also finishing. But fortunately, they pumped in money from the balance from other accounts, and they brought them into this. So World Fund was supported. And it was our endeavor to any which way give back to the foundation. If they have changed their so-called policy on the global grant, it's our responsibility to see that the global grant annual fund contribution is increased and sustained so that old formula comes back. It's our responsibility because we've taken in the past. So why not give back now? So yes, we were fortunate with the support of all you clubs. We stood number 1 in the world in those difficult, trying times. But that's a feather that all of you carry. I'm just part of all of you.
Thank you so much, Sunil.